What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Now, we're about a month or so away, about a month and a week, but I want to talk about why I think it can be absolutely amazing, why it can be massive. Now, I was actually going to use a specific rumor that I saw online to back me up. I believe that rumor was taken down, so I don't know the behind-the-scenes story of that, but the one I'm referring to is there was a YouTube channel, they were doing a podcast, and they had said that to their knowledge, every internal Xbox studio had submitted something for the show, for the Xbox Bethesda show, and it's actually going to almost be a situation where Xbox is going to have to cut things rather than, try to fit everything in. They're not going to have enough time to show all of the dozens of things they have. They're actually going to have to reject some of the stuff that was submitted. Now, whether or not that's true, and again, that the link for that is gone. I don't know where it went, but I still think, even, disregarding that, I still think this show is going to be massive. Really, let's just take, for example, last year's. Last year, I don't really think it's a competition. Now, this is just all my opinion. The last, E3 period, there were a couple solid ones. I think Nintendo actually did a pretty okay one overall at E3 last year as well. But Microsoft, I truly believe, just crushed it. Just did an insane good, what we consider, you get up on stage, you talk for a couple seconds, and then you just go. Game. You know what I mean? The highlights of the best Sony presentations at E3s in the past years when they did it was, we talk just for a bit, and then we're going to shut up, and we're going to let the games do the talking. And that's normally what works with audiences, and that's exactly what Xbox Bethesda did last year. I live streamed it. I remember co-streaming it last year, and I was blown away in terms of, again, quality. And this year truly should be no different because, well, the difference between last year and this year, I'd argue, is more. There's more stuff. There's more studios that they have. There's more probably games being worked on in those studios. I do believe that idea that every studio could have, submitted something. A thing we talk about with Microsoft too, and again, another reason why I think this is it. This is go time. All of these studios, all of these games, there's been some really good breakdowns. I think on Reddit, people have done let's break down every single studio Microsoft owns and the rumors of all the games they're making. There are countless. Well, technically you can count as high as it goes, but 20, 30, 40. There's so many games being worked on, and all of them now, maybe, some of them could get canceled, some of them could have problems. Everwild obviously has had issues, but they could all come out in the next let's say this year, end of this year, early next year, over the next 3 or so years. So not only are there games being worked on, but there's games being worked on that are not, 5, 6, 7 years away. Those games last year, the year before, you could have said that. Now, again, they're right around the corner. Games and then those are games that we don't even really know. Games like Avowed, games like, I guess, Everwild, on and off, Fable. These are games that are getting closer. When you hear a game's coming out in 2024, yeah, that sounds far away. And obviously, hearing it last year makes it sound further away because it is. But now this year, this June, you see a game, Microsoft shows a game that says 2024. That could be less than 2 years away. And I think they can pound those kind of games, right? 2023, reportedly from Microsoft, is going to have quite a few games of theirs, probably 5 to 7 big AAA games come out. And those are just the big ones, right? There could be smaller kind of indie ones, smaller projects that do it. We've heard things like Battle Royale, almost a game on its own for Halo Infinite, but it is kind of, it's part of Halo Infinite. That could come out in the fall. You can crush it with these kind of announcements. It has been slow. Microsoft really hasn't had too much in the last, couple years since the Series X and S came out. They really haven't had a lot, but again, if last year's show was any indication, they have so much coming. And again, it's all about, nailing those releases. But I can imagine, I would be super disappointed if we left the Xbox Bethesda show with no less than, or if we had less than, say, 12 to 15 games. I honestly think they hit 15, 20 plus games that they show at the showcase, which, I don't know, to me is a lot of games. I don't know, maybe some people say, I want 30. All right, fine. Maybe they'll give you 30. It depends on how fast they go, right? If every game has a 2-3 minute trailer, times it by 3, there's 90 minutes actually right there, which I believe the show is 90 minutes. So, I really think probably 15 to 17 is probably the sweet spot. You can do some for 2 to 3 minutes. You can do some for 4 to 6 minutes. You can kind of average those out. I think that works. But I'm I'm super interested. I just want, I actually was saying this, my friend and I were talking about this a couple of nights ago. I just want an event to get excited about games, like just an event where it's a game, like I said, just give me 15 games with various degrees of excitement that I have for them. Show me them. Give me a release window, give me a release date, give me a release year, and that's it. I need one of those in my life. It's kind of like an addiction, and I think Microsoft is actually, we're gonna get two. I think we're gonna get that, and then Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. Those will both be, I think, good ones for just game after game, and then hopefully again, Sony goes, Nintendo goes, etc. But I'm pumped. I'm gonna. By the way, this was kind of just like an overview talking about why I believe there's gonna be so many. We'll do kind of more in-depth previews as we get closer. I know there may be questions of like what I'm most anticipating seeing. I really want to see Fable and Avowed. Those are like my top two from the X. If they show like the Halo Battle Royale, that would be cool. I think Halo's got a lot of potential with that. If they do like a tease for Gears, that would be sweet. A game like Somerville, if we are looking at smaller games, I really like the look of Somerville. Obviously, like Redfall needs the release date. Starfield, we'd probably see in-depth stuff. Like, you can go game by game basis. And I do know my stuff, in case you thought, oh, he's just kind of, talking around things. He can't say specifics. No, I can. That's kind of, specifically what I want. But I would be very happy if we got an in-depth thing of Avowed, which it sounds like it could very well happen. Fable, maybe like a longer trailer, maybe a gameplay thing, but I feel like it's kind of too early. Everwild has always been one of my most anticipated, just because of like the beauty of it, but because of the issues that studio has had. I think the rumor is like 2024, 2025 at the earliest to get that game. I doubt we see too much from it, but that one has always been one, I'm really looking forward to. So again, we'll maybe break down game by game basis what they could show, how they could show it. We'll do that as May goes on, and you guys can let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments, but this was kind of like an overview. I will be co-streaming it. I'll be making that announcement known many more times, as we get closer to June 12th. Let me know what you think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next video.